Mayegun not dey off in mind.
Mayegun don come,
Aha. Na him una don hear o. All these bad politicians dem wey call themselves politicians, wey dey thief our money, wey no want make the
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun Live. Yes, you're welcome.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Thank you.
Mayegun diary.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary.
Àṣírí
a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
Buhari ń kí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Sàràkí ń kí òwe Yorùbá kan ìyẹn ló sọ wípé ibi tẹ́rìn méjì bá ti jà ó léwu n ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
Láyé PDP àrí Boko Haram, APC today Fúlàní X-Men, irú èwo lèyí $350 to $1 ṣé ẹ lọ ń sọ èèmọ̀ rẹ o n ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Ìgbà wo ni iPhone 6 wá di PS2 lójú àwọn SARS nílùú Nàìjíríà yìí? Wọ́n fìbọn lé wa kiri ó tójú sú mi. Ayé lé o ìbò sí o a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwọn ọmọge wa tá à ń rán ní yunifásitì wọ́n ti ń dolóṣó tán. Níbo lẹ ti gbọ́ polóṣó ń ṣe promo? Ṣèbí torí pa ò ní iṣẹ́ lápá. Àwọn politician wọ́n ti fowó epo abalẹ̀ ayé wọn jẹ́ o. Wọ́n lóhun tó dùn tá ò lè fi fọ́mọ yẹ ìwé mọ́mọ́. A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Sẹ́nétọ̀ ti di musician ní Nàìjíríà. Oh my oh, when shall you see your ìlú tó lè fún ẹ o? When shall you see your poverty o? Do you do your people well? Ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Kọ́mẹ́dì ti wá wọ òṣèlú Nàìjíríà. I'm in pain ni gómìnà kan sọ. Are we not in pain? Sósì ní pásítọ̀ ń sọ. Ayé fi máa lè yí ìjọ́dọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀bùn ẹ̀mí mímọ́ lọ. A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
Ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣáàlà ti ń gbọ́. Get your PVC ni wọ́n ń sọ. Torí election yìí APC tàbí PDP ní ká tún tẹ̀lé. Best of the same feather.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
APC ò sí mi, PDP náà ò sí mi. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Naija o ẹ di àmúre. Àwọn olóṣèlú ò sí mi. Ẹ sọ pé ẹ ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. APC àti PDP ọmọ ìyá olè ni wọ́n ṣẹ́. lágbájá tó ṣọdún mẹ́jọ ní PDP lọ́jọ́ yẹn ká tó wí ká tó fọ́ ó ti di APC èyí má le o ó lè a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Ìgbà wo la máa gbọ́n o ẹ̀yin ará mi olè ara lómi já wá lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí àwa ṣẹ́ títí a tún lọ kọ́ṣẹ́ a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o.
Thank you very much for joining me. Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And yes, this is Mayegun live. Tell them. Tell them. So if you have taken your time to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, especially if you are watching on YouTube. Sorry guys, I decided to stream on the side, for my friends on Instagram. There are not really many, but I bet some of them will just come across this by accident. Oh, Mayegun, you're live. Yes, I am. If you stumble on it on Instagram, Facebook is down. So don't worry yourself about that. But I'll read back to you. You have been following the convention of APC, Egbekegbe, 2014. When these strange bedfellows decided to come together in a code name called To Save Nigeria, these strange bedfellows, their sing-song back then was that all you needed was to kick out the PDP. So many of us were like, can't you guys see it? PDP is APC, APC is PDP, and they are just like a Siamese twins. But so many people were like, no. Once you leave the PDP, you are now trying to, they've left PDP. They are trying to save Nigeria. Okay. Today, it is now official. After 7 years of dividing and ruining Nigeria, not even ruining Nigeria, the PDP, people destroy people that they told you repeatedly in 2014, 2015, 7 years ago, that they were the real problems of Nigeria until Boko Haram happened, by the way. So you now know better, I believe. Now the same PDP are now in charge of APC. Egbekegbe. The reason why I'm actually sharing this with all of us is just to continue to remind you that if you pay attention very, very well, you will be able to predict so clearly what the end goal of the selfish, inordinate, personal ambition of Tinubu, the personal ambition of Tinubu, they are now turned him into a paper dog simply because he wants to be president. Despite the atrocity, the criminality, the ruinous and the destruction, the division and the poverty entrenchment in Nigeria in 7 years of this Boko Haram, Tinubu decided to remain deaf, dumb, even blind because of his blind, personal, inordinate, selfish ambition. So at the end of the day, when you now pay attention to the whole thing, you can easily tell where this is going to end. It's not going to end well, even if they pretend that they are not paying attention. Because they love to live in their own world. They live in their own bubble. But sometimes, or all the times, it is always ideal to remind them why people like us will continue to take a public stand against the characters like Tinubu and gang, who we call the opportunists, who ride on the ethnic, on the ethnic background of where they come from to ride roughshod on us, and at the same time, drag us into the cesspool of destruction, which Nigeria symbolizes. So, for who they are, people like us will continue to take a public stand, public position against them, and at the same time, continue to educate the public why they must always separate these opportunists, these freeloaders, these pickpockets. You must always be separating them from the tribes they come from the ethnic they come from, because they've separated themselves for far long time ago. So these are the pointers, and when we know them, why we took our stand, or why we are taking the stand, right? It is ideal to see if we can educate some little or few gullible ones who continue to believe in the castle in the air that these criminals are building for you, which always ended in tears anyway. Yeah, convention. For those who know that Nigeria political system is a winner takes it all. And it gave, should we say, it took the emergence of Bukwari for him to expose the toothlessness of the likes of Tinubu and gang. It didn't take much. It just took Bukwari. Tinubu wanted to be president. Because he wanted to be president, he decided to go and dine with the devil. Now, he didn't go alone. He dragged us into it. He dragged the Yorubas into it. And that is a personal crime, sin that is unforgivable, that should never be forgiven of Tinubu. They dragged the Yorubas into their unholy alliance with the devil. And we have been paying with our lives, with our blood, with our land, with our economy. And they have told us to remain quiet, because those who claim to be Yorubas in this APC, Egbekegbe Nigeria, they don't want to offend the devil that they are dining with. But it came to head. You will think their loyalty should be rewarded, because they actually wanted it rewarded. That is why they will say, when you get killed, Tinubu can come there and ask you, where are the cows? When young people protested against the police brutality, it could just be there and say, and then they got killed. Hundreds of them got killed by the Nigerian military, and they took their bodies away, and they eventually muddled up the investigation. And what came out of Tinubu's mouth was what? Some of those people who went to the toll gate, they also have a case to answer. Heartless, cold-hearted, indifferent, but at the same time entitled. Because he wanted to be president, he decided to bury as many as they can bury. But some of us are never going to be buried. And so many people like that are never going to be buried. They are going to continue to speak out and push, and they will continue to save the few gullible, they will be continue to save a few among the millions of the gullibles that actually listen to these lifeless criminals. Do you understand? So Tinubu's presidential race is going to end in tears. It has already ended before it even started. Yes, it has ended. They had an agreement, according to them. He wanted to be president. He decided to dine and wine with the devil. Bring devil to power. Deputize the devil. Sacrifice your people. Kill them. Sacrifice them. Slaughter them if you have to slaughter them. At the end of the day, there is always a reward for loyalty. Now, the loyalty, Tinubu gave his loyalty, himself and his army of thieves, criminals, certificate forgers, fraudsters, who are the basket case of APC, Egbekegbe, especially in Yoruba land. The basket case of criminals, rogues, opportunists. Their reward was that APC will hand over the party to them, so that Tinubu can have an easy ride to become the APC candidate and eventually the president of Nigeria. And it doesn't matter, they've sacrificed the economy of Yoruba land for the past 8 years. Federal, they are talking about, you remember when he was talking about federalism, Tinubu is going to start talking about it again if it's not started. 7 years, Yoruba land got depleted. Yorubas became poorer. You know that in 7 years of the alliance with the devil. Now, to pay them back the loyalty for being loyal to Bokuwari, the loyalty for being the ones who have been promoting propagandas and lies that kept people confused. They are living in poverty. They are falling into poverty every now and then. But APC, Egbekegbe, continue to tell them that they need to endure. This was caused by PDP, according to them, forgetting that they are actually the same. They expected them to give them the party. That didn't happen. Now, these people, you know them now. Now, these people, Bokuwari handed the party over to PDP. You see the one on the right. I'm sorry, guys, on Instagram, you may not be able to see this. There is an image on the screen. So you can join us on YouTube. It's pretty much better that way. You know what I mean? So these two people, the first one is Iyola Omishore. Iyola Omishore is now the APC Egbekegbe's General Secretary, National Secretary. Abdullahi Adamu is the former governor of Nasarawa State, accused of stealing over 35 billion naira. He's been standing trial with the EFCC since 2012. Now, that's a long time, isn't it? Yeah, that's Nigeria for you. However, in 2014, he was among those who decamped from PDP to go and start APC, Egbekegbe, to come and rescue Nigeria. The 35 billion naira that, that 35 billion naira Nasarawa people's money that he stole, this old fragile thing. Let me share that picture, his picture with you. This is him way back then when he was arrested for this 35 billion naira looted in Nasarawa State. Then he joined, they started APC, Egbekegbe, okay? That money gone. And today, he is in charge of the party of Bokuwari's party, Mr. Integrity. And guess what? They actually said it is because of his integrity. That is why he is now leading APC. Now, this person, right, is, according to, I'll even share that story with you now. One moment. Here is another person at their APC, Egbekegbe's convention. This one, Femi Foni Kayode, is now known as internally displaced politician. So if you are, as you have internally displaced people or persons in Nigeria in the IDP, Femi Foni Kayode is now internally displaced politician. You know why? He is a delegate at the APC, Egbekegbe's convention, right? But originally he's from Osun State, Abi. And then he's been living in Abuja. He's been a minister in Abuja. But today at the APC, yesterday at the APC, Egbekegbe's convention, Femi Foni Kayode represented Abia. Is a delegate from Abia. And people said, no, don't be surprised. The guy is IDP, internally displaced politician. Those are the hot-head, crazy-head people who eventually decided who are going to choose the APC presidential candidate eventually. But that's the story now that we're going to get into. Tinubu, let me tell you this, right? Tinubu was begged to return back to Nigeria in 2017. Okay? When he met with his own team of thieves from Lagos, the Lagos Sabobakus, all those ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, all those ones, or the all risers, right? When they met with them, they permutated and they said, well, I think let's go and look for a lifeless breeding mannequin from the north. And the person that could do it, a jihadist, a fanatic, yes, it to be Bokwari. So that if he comes in, then, he probably would die before, just like Yaradua. And I would take over, I'll be president. Easy peasy. So they went for it. Propaganda, home and abroad, everywhere. And then other people joined. Saraki, Atifku, everybody shall come with their own agenda. But Tinubu was very, very sure that this is it. We had it. I had this. I have this. Let's, they did all that. Bokwari became president. Then from nowhere, the other faction in the arrangement, CPC, they took over. You know the story. Tinubu was meant to select, to give names of ministers, ministers, this and that. As the godfather, the new kingmaker, he sent his name, the list of those he wanted to be ministers inside the new APC, Egbekegbe, to the point that it was even like they figured everything out, right? Like, who is going to be the speaker, the deputy speaker, who is going to be the Senate president, the deputy Senate president, who is going to be the chairman committee on finance here, chairman, you know what I mean? That's how ready Tinubu and his team in Lagos, that's how they planned. Book, everything sorted, Mr. Perfect. They now went into arrangement with the devil. The devil came to power, and the devil machineries, they show face. Malamu and gang, they say, oh, we'll go show you. Within 6 months, Tinubu automatically realized his space, his own place in this new APC, Egbekegbe. What did he do? He ran away. First to Equatorial Guinea. From Equatorial Guinea straight down to France. And that was where he stayed. Tinubu stayed away from 2016 until 2017. That was after Bokwari then was in London for over 3 months. And they needed, people to, to at least calm people down. Number one, all the ministers he sent, all the names he sent, they trashed them. Nobody cared about him. And they gave the appointment to those people, he never wrote their names. That's why they were not loyal to him. Fashola, Fayemi, Shitu, Kemi Adeosun, who else came from Yoruba land that time? None of them is loyal to him because he didn't appoint them. So when Bokwari and APC have now lost ground, that was when they're from nowhere, Tinubu and that BC Akonde, that's when they showed face in London. Abi? They showed face in London to make people feel like, number one, is a two thing. Number one, to show that Tinubu is still relevant. For those who have seen that he's not been seen for years after he brought APC, Egbekegbe, to power. You remember? Then the second thing, for him to bring everybody together because election is going to be happening in 2 years. You know all this story, I'm just reminding you. All of this, so back then, were just to make him realize that he's just a tissue paper. They will use him, they will dump him, and that the safety, the progress, the development, the right of Yoruba people should never be seconded, or in fact, should never be buried in the case of being loyal to criminals, because he is also a criminal, isn't he? He was waiting for his reward. So Tinubu became somebody who doesn't even now talk about all of these vices. They say because they are the ones in power. Aha! No, it is because of what they've promised, even after they have wronged them. True story. True story. That was when he showed face. And then when Bokwari returned back to Nigeria, they said he should come and be the reconciliator general for APC. You remember that? When he was traveling everywhere, settling crisis caused because promise and fail. All of them, I call them strange bedfellows, right? Immediately after the swearing in 2015. Everybody went with dagger, Ibon, Ada, everybody they go after one another. Even Tinubu had to run away. I just told you a story. So they now brought him back to come and reconcile people, reconcile APC. Long story short, they decided, okay, you know what? We'll give you the director, she's not director, I've been a chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service. Go and bring somebody. They shall say, okay, you know what? In fact, the party will hand over the party to you. That was when they created the position, party leader, national leader. Yeah. No, sorry. Before the election, they were calling him national leader, APC. After the election, it was El Rufaya that first reminded him that. So they called for National Executive Council meeting of APC, and you know that Tinubu is not an executive member of APC. He doesn't hold any political position there. You know that. So that national leader of APC, they said Tinubu now. I mean, after the election, after they've come to power, Tinubu now traveled to Abuja. He wanted to go and attend APC NEC meeting. That was when they told him, Benny, there's no position called national leader in APC. No position called national leader in APC constitution. Now, after then, he left Nigeria. Sorry, Jerry. Thank you for reminding me. Sure, you remember now. Now, they now brought him back. They now said he is the national leader again. That he should come and reconcile them. You remember now? He was flying in his private jet. Sokoto, Kaduna, Kano, everywhere, That was when they said, for you to know that we respect you a lot, we are sorry that we call your bluff. We are sorry that we rubbished you after the 2015, okay? You know what? What do you want? And he said he wanted the party. He said, give me the party. Let me organize the party. Let me prepare the party. That was what he asked for. That was what Tinubu asked for. But they knew that he wanted the party so that he can hijack it and use his own Baba Sokwe so that he can prepare himself for 2023. If they win in 2019, they knew. And they said, okay, fine. Oyegun will sit down, Jeje, somewhere. They wait for the benefit of them. I mean, after, after BCR Conde, they did a convention and they made Oyegun their chairman. Remember? Now, Oyegun is there. He no get wahala. The guy no get issue. But to satisfy Tinubu, they have to sacrifice Oyegun from where he was sitting down. Stray bullet hit him. Then come out Oyegun. Oyegun was like, I cursed them. I didn't do it. I said, Baba, don't worry. Now dog eats dog fight. Don't worry. That was when Oshiomhole became the chairman. That was how Oshiomhole became chairman. Tinubu needed a rugged person and somebody who hold him. Oshiomhole hold Tinubu. Because the abracadabra court case that gave Oshiomhole tribunal verdict, appeal court verdict that made Oshiomhole governor, all of that were sponsored by Tinubu, paid for. So Oshiomhole hold Tinubu. Safe to be the APC chairman, be the bulldog for you. Tinubu, if you do the job now, why not? I hold you. That was how Oshiomhole became chairman of APC. But they just needed him to help them put something together for 2020 and for 2019. They couldn't do it. Remember that they always brag that if Bokwari has 12 million voters. These 12 million votes, they never made the Bokwari ordinary head of Daura local government area. Talk less of making him the governor of Katsina State. Talk less of making him the president of Nigeria. It was the Agbero from Isaleko, the Agbero from what do you call it? The Shangodele from Iragbiji, who decided to just give a little bit of a bit of the missing puzzle, put it in. So they know that their 12 million cannot do anything. So let this guy have his way. Oshiomhole became the bulldog for Tinubu. No joke. And the first casualty, the first casualty, the first person that took the bullet of Oshiomhole and Tinubu's control of the party was Ibikunle Omo-Amoshi. Ibikunle Omo-Amoshi is the former governor of Ogun State. Amosun, you know him. Amosun and Bokwari, now like this. since 2004, after Bokwari contested under ANPP, Bokwari and Amosun, they have been kind of party, Ojuaye eye service. Amosun was a senator. Bokwari was the megad with his 150 cows in Daura, who want to be president. Somehow, when Ibikunle Omamoshi became governor in 2011, you know what happened? He took over the welfare of Bokwari and family. Ogun State money was being ferried. There were evidence, so I'm not making this up, or evidence. So Ogun State money was being ferried to feed Aisha Buhari and her children, pay for school fees, pay for house rent in London, pay for Bokwari's medical. So now like this, then be. So when Tinubu came back, and Tinubu and Amosun, now like this, then be. So now Amosun first take the bullets. Among other people who took bullets here, bullets there, Bokwari's power. Then after 2019, Kasala go bust, Kasala go bust, Kasala go bust, Kasala go bust. How many of you remember that song of the 90s? Kasala come bust. Now so they can't open book for Oshiomole. Now you don't do your work. You know no do now again. And yourself and Tinubu all of una make una go to hell. If you don't behave, you go end up in jail. Brothers and sisters, that was how Oshiomole got kicked out. And the owners of power and the owners of the party, APC, Egbekegbe, they took over. That's a CPC, by the way. They took over. The jihadists, they took over their thing in order to rearrange it. Tinubu, you will not be president. But they are not saying it to him directly. That will be the second time they betrayed him. The same people. And he will never say, Pim. They're not born and well. It's a grace. The second time they betrayed him. Oshiomole, dustbin. Another person took over. They can't turn them to person where they consult. Kingmaker, where they consult. He started consulting. I want to consult. Baba declare, no, I want to consult. I'm consulting. Who born you? You go consult, Taya. Now, this is the moment, if they indeed are with him, right? They said their convention, which would have scattered everything, okay? Because it means that everybody will just have to push their own delegate here and there and all of that, and they know their agenda. That's not going to happen. Bokwari has a way of having his way. And Tinubu, oh my shoe. He couldn't do anything. He will sit down there. So don't let anybody blackmail you. You are a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba man, where you are supposed to support one. No. Don't let anybody blackmail you. This is why you should never let anybody blackmail you. They will serve them their own breakfast, and it's going to be so fresh, smoky. And you shall show no sympathy. You shall show no empathy. You shall wait and watch. And if you have your cups, you can drain their tears. Do not, you shall never be blackmailed by any of these rogues. This is why. The second time, he denied Yoruba people. He denied Yoruba land. He denied the reality in Yoruba land. He kept mute. He remained deaf, dumb, and blind. And you shall remain deaf, dumb, and blind to when they serve them, because they are beginning to serve them. They were laughing at us. They are not going to be laughing anymore. We're going to be laughing. Yes, we are going to be laughing. And when we finish laughing, don't forget, keep your doors open. When they are beating blue black, when they get served, when they eat their own breakfast, when they turn around, they will always remember who they are. Who are they? They are Yorubas. They are Igbos. They are, everybody knows where they come from. And everybody will find back their root. Those ones who are Yorubas among them, they will find their way back. Now, one by one, turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. You, brethren, on the temple of truth, you shall show no sympathy. Because if you do, you will be an hypocrite. You know why? Their tears is expected, and you shall show no empathy or sympathy until their tears flow and flow and flow, and possibly, dry, if possibly drown them. Just keep your doors open when they run to safety. They won't give him the party. He's been betrayed the second time. The picture is right there. It is obvious. No amount of blackmail, no amount of propaganda, no amount of falsehood, and no amount of denial can actually cover this up. It is obvious. And then get party, our party, national leader, our national leader, Tinubu, he love Yoruba land, you don't understand him, he's this and that. All of that is going to end in tears. And the signals are right here before you. Make I show you some of them. I mean, what is wrong? They were supposed to be the second in the legacy party that came together. And when they're supposed to be the second, CPC, ACN, New PDP, ABGA of what do they call them? Okorocha, ANPP. Five legacy parties formed APC. What? Why is it so hard for them to trust even Tinubu, their number one ally in crime? Alhaji Tinubu. One weary came there, he came on my YouTube and he said, "You this Mayegun, waiting Tinubu steal from your baba." I said, Olushi. Now waiting they steal from your, waiting they steal from your papa. They try remind you so that because I realize they don't steal them from you too. Before they steal them from your children, they try to tell you now brain. They don't steal your brain, and this is what they did. So they put themselves together. They were like, you know what? There's not going to be any contest. What we are going to do is that we are going to do consensus. Baba Sokwe. That is what is called consensus. So Baba Sokwe. And for you to know that Bokwari doesn't want any kind of funny play. The guy, you see, people think that Bokwari doesn't really know what is going on. That is the trickiest one that has kept many people to give excuses for Bokwari. He may be demented, he may be suffering from many things, right? But when it comes to the wickedness and the cold-heartedness, he knows how to pick, how to choose his victim very well. In this case, he knows how to deal with his own supposed, friends. I mean, what is it? Why can't he trust him? Tinubu wanted to choose the party chairman as in, it was supposed to be given the, Bokwari don't do his own. Make everybody now. It's supposed to be Tinubu. Why are they against him? Why? I don't know. They just don't want another call, whatever. So they didn't do that. They went to go and bring another thief. Another thief, another old one. In fact, very old, this one. Abdullahi Adamu. And Tinubu have no choice. Do you understand? He has no choice. He has to take it. Or, before you know it, all of you now, when they say on your mandate, you go see film now. You go see, what do they call them? Film. Tinubu told Yorubas, ACN, Tinubu, Bisia Konde, and all of them, they told Yorubas for for how many years? For over 10 years, that Omishore killed Bola Ige. PDP killed Bola Ige. Omishore killed Bola Ige. until Osun election came and they needed Omishore of PDP, the man that they said killed Bola Ige, to come and help them, APC, Egbekegbe. Last year, Omishore joined them. And today, from the same PDP, Omishore was from ADO. They were all together back then. Anyway, yeah, I think they were old pals until they said he killed Bola Ige, Cicero, then, right? So Omishore then joined PDP and became a senator. Now, the one on the right, which is the chairman. So today, Omishore, the Bola Ige killer, is the APC, Egbekegbe's national secretary or general secretary of APC. And then, you know what I mean? So he now turned to, okay, give us something. At least, me will know kuku no scatter everything. More convention happened though. People started beating themselves. Old men, Baba, Mama, they were beating them. My show. Some of them, I saw their pictures this morning. If you actually see where they slept, suffer no, they really tire people. Are you with me? But nevertheless, it was time for people to start stepping down. Should be a consensus. Consensus mean first they allowed all of them to go and take forms. Some of these Lagos Abobakus, the senior vuvuzelas, the senior all risers on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. Those are what they do. Those ones that they use their propaganda, they mobilized